Alright everyone, Cody here. So I just got a bunch of these glass tubes here. These are borosilicate glass, and look how thick the walls of this are. So today I want to try a real quick experiment to basically see how much pressure these can hold. In fact, I'm going to see if I can put liquid CO2 in here and actually be able to play with it. So I've got some dry ice inside this canister here, which I'll use to cool this off to keep the CO2 from vaporizing. And I got a little bit more over here in this bucket that I'm going to crush up and put down the tube. So here we go, a glass tube with a bunch of dry ice down at the end of it. Shake that down, put it back in here to keep it cold, and I'm going to pile in a little bit extra dry ice just to make sure that the CO2 inside the tube doesn't vaporize while I'm trying to seal the tube. Okay, now it's time for what's undoubtedly going to be the hard part, and that is of course sealing this tube in such a way that it doesn't burst open on me. Well, the glass tube is sealed. It's not really well, but let's see if it'll work. I'm going to transfer it over into this wooden box here, and I'm going to cover it with sand to hold down any possible explosion. So here goes. So it's been about an hour. That should have been plenty of time for this to warm up. Let's see if there's any CO2 left in there or if it somehow escaped. Let's actually just pour the sand off. Okay, here it is. And there's CO2 in there. See the liquid? It seems to be holding up. Still, you'll notice I'm wearing some heavy gloves and safety goggles just in case this does decide to explode. So that's a little bit better lighting. And as you can see, I've got it in a bucket of water. This water is actually warm, and that was just a safety test, because if it can handle this, then it'll probably handle being handled just fine. So let's pull it out of there and have a look, see if there's still liquid. Well, oh wow. You know what? I think we just saw supercritical CO2. Oh, that's cool. So I've let it warm up once again. Let's put the camera right there. Pull this out real quick. And there we go. That's so weird. You can definitely see that there's liquid being formed. It's actually condensing on the side of the glass as it cools off and forming a liquid layer. So check this out as I turn this from side to side. The liquid acts really strange because the gas above it is almost the same density. And I really can't feel it sloshing around, once again because the liquid has about the same density as the gas. So I had the water at 86 degrees Fahrenheit, which turns out to be almost exactly the critical point of CO2. But now I've got the water at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see how different it acts. It's so weird. It's like the liquid just disappears. It doesn't really boil all the way. It just stops being a liquid. And now we should be well and truly into the range of supercritical fluid. But as soon as I let it cool off in the air, it should start condensing. Of course, it will take a little bit longer now because of the greater temperature. Oh, there we go. Starting to condense something. There you can see it forming down in there. It's almost like a mist or a fog. Now that's not actually necessarily, well, at all, water vapor. That's actually just the liquid dissolving into the gas. You know, droplets being suspended in midair because the gas is the same density as the liquid. Yeah, you can definitely see that there's liquid in there now. So let's try pulling it out of the water and then letting it cool down with a slightly different backlighting. You can see there was actually a little hair in there. Yeah, you can see just kind of floating inside of the high pressure CO2. And there you go, it just formed a liquid again. Ah, that's so cool. Well, I think I put this thing through enough tests. It's probably safe enough that I'm willing to store it. It's pretty cool to have a little bit of CO2 that I can actually see and interact with in its liquid state. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next time. I was using this glove as a shade, by the way. There's a little fluffy thing kind of floating through the gas. Oh, there we go. It's turning into liquid. It's raining CO2 in there. See the little storm cloud moving up. So cool, isn't it?